Gangsta Episode 2 is finally here. This is an anime series that I have really been looking forward to for its Episode 2, because since I saw that first episode, I've been hyped up to see more of this great anime series, because it was definitely one of the best starts to anime of summer 2015, and I'm glad I got to see, Episode 2 of Gangsta just so soon. Even though it's been an entire week, I'm just glad I get to see another episode, because I did rewatch Gangsta Episode 1 twice. That's how good it was and how into the series I was. So for me to do something like that just goes to show you how good the first episode was to me. And so the second episode, I felt like it retains that atmosphere, it retains that quality it had, and it mixes it up a little bit with a lot of its different details it tries to reveal with this episode. So getting into specifics of this episode, Nico, or Nicholas. I didn't really say it in my video, but I said it in the comments, so I want to say it here right now. Nicholas, best boy. Oh yeah, best fucking boy. But I'm a big fan of that doctor, too. I'm a big fan of that doctor that was introduced in this episode, because when you saw that part to where those guys, those gangsters, or thugs, were coming after his daughter, or his little girl, and they're running into the alley about to go after her, you just see this dude drop down dead, and he pulls out a syringe. He's like, yeah, you want to come mess with me? And he pulls out other syringes. That was badass. I like that doctor quite a bit, and he's definitely up there with my, I guess, favorites of this series. I mean, Nicholas and then the Doctor is definitely my two favorites in this series so far from what I've seen. But getting back on track, the episode, it has more of the stuff we've come to expect from the first episode. For instance, in the first episode, it set up the layout for what we should expect from the series. For instance, gritty, hardcore, drugs, I guess, violence, death, guns, mafia, thugs, stuff like that. I mean, all the stuff we came to expect from Gangsta with the first episode was carried over into this episode. And I felt like it did it in a beautiful way, and the way it was done, too, it really got me even more interested and invested into the series than I already was, because when you find out about these tags, that really starts to show you some things we can expect from the future, because right now, from what we found out, Nicholas is like a tag A/0, and I don't know necessarily what it officially altogether means, but it's a beware of dog. That's what it kind of means, and I'm assuming since, the dude that was defeated in this episode was a B, and then Nicholas is an A, he's obviously in a higher ranking as a mercenary than the other dude. But the big thing you want to look at is like, Nicholas has done some shit to be able to get that high up in ranking. That's one thing right then and there. And I mean, you have to also consider this. B/2. That's what the other dude was. I think it was B/2 or something like that. And then Nicholas was like A/0. So there's different subcategories in, these different letters. And it makes me wonder, is A/0 like the best of the A's, or is that the lowest of the A's? Because if you think about it, if the number of orders of strength for whoever got their tags goes in a specific order, it usually goes down, and that means that it's the person who's the strongest. For instance, you would start at number 10. For instance, A/10 would be the weakest, A/9 would be a little bit stronger than A/10. You get my point. As it goes down, it goes to 0. So I wonder if, Nicholas is like the top of the top or not. I wonder if there's a class higher than him, because from what we get to see at the end of the episode, that B2 that, scrambled back to his boss and was getting paid, he's like, please forgive me, and then you see these two creepy children just walk out of the shadows. They looked like children, and as soon as I saw that, anyone else, I guess, reminded of Black Lagoon. I think the two characters were called Hansel and Gretel. I think that's what they were called. It was, two little twins. Remember the twins from Black Lagoon that were very fucking creepy, and I mean, oh my god, they annihilated everybody? Remember that? Well, that's exactly what those two kids reminded me of in this episode, like creepy psychopath murderers that are hired hitmen. That's exactly what it looked like, and I wonder if it's going to also go down that route with those kids and make a very controversial arc about these kids being hunted after eventually. I wonder if that's going to go down. But at the moment, though, the episode, once again, impressed me with its quality. Now, the only thing I really have to mention that was kind of bad with this episode would be the art. The art budget was a little bit worse than the last episode, but not every episode is going to be flawless, and not every anime studio is Madhouse or Ufotable or Production IG, so you shouldn't expect, 100% quality all the time. I'm just wanting to point it out. I did notice a couple derps, especially when it was around the doctor's office with the characters in the background. I noticed a lot of derps with the faces, specifically. But besides that, episode was very, very good. I can't wait to see what is going to happen next, though, because, I mean, stuff is building up where this dude that's hiring these different hitmen, like these mercenaries, are going after the doctor. So whoever this is very rich, has a lot of backing, and he's scary enough to scare people that are B ranks. So who the fuck is this? I mean, for this dude to be able to just send out B rank mercenaries, that's not a good sign. That means this dude has a lot of money, and he probably has a lot of backing and power in the government and the world and different things like that, and probably the underground network of criminals. So tell me your thoughts. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.